From a piece of land that no one wanted to one of Asia's most recognizable luxury hospitality brands. The story behind Singapore's Banyan Group is one built on bold bets and tough lessons.
Have you got 6 hours?
For founders Ho Kwon Ping and Claire Chiang, survival wasn't luck, it was strategy.
I need 3 pots of reserve. You always will have something to pick up and go.
This piece of land in Phuket, Thailand was seen by most as a lost cause. But Ho Kwon Ping and Claire Chiang saw a blank canvas. In 1994, it became the home of the first banyan tree resort, with low-rise villas, private pools, and a focus on restoring the land. That vision would grow into a global network of resorts, built on one principle: transforming overlooked places into destinations.
We wanted our lives to have some meaning in development and uplifting communities.
I think success is really sometimes not the way as you plan it. For us, was such a accidental encounter. But I think after we've gotten that abandoned piece of land and thought about hospitality and not knowing what to do with it, we got experts to come in to first demonstrate, and we learned the whole journey, the 30 years, incrementally then become a journey of learning.
Today, Banyan Group spans 12 brands, including Laguna, Folio, Garia, and Home. But its crown jewel remains its flagship luxury brand, Banyan Tree. In an industry known for its volatility, many brands don't last. But Banyan Group is still standing.
To me, growth is more a byproduct of being able to survive and then succeeding. But growth for its own sake doesn't really mean anything much to me. Survival does, because in this business, not many of my peers have survived if they are single branded luxury brands. I've got good friends, the founders of Six Senses, the founder of Aman, Alila, and others. They have had to sell their companies and so on, because it's a very capital intensive business and it's a very volatile business. And my philosophy is let 100 flowers bloom, and then when the garden is really big, or we may want to sell the brand, or we may merge it with something else. But if you're not willing to try and do new things, and you only stick to one single playbook, which a lot of people do and countries do also, then you may not survive.
Banyan Group's businesses spans 3 core areas: owned and operated hotels, branded residences, and fee-based services, including hotel management, galleries, and spas. It's a model designed to balance growth and resilience, supporting a global portfolio of about 100 properties. But for founders Ho Kwon Ping and Claire Chiang, the journey has been anything but straightforward.
Did you not have any doubts?
Oh yes. The word was, did you give up? No, we never gave up. Did I have many doubts? Lots of doubts, obviously. And not only doubts, there were moments of near death.
Near death.
Meaning for the company. We went through SARS, we went through the tsunami, we've gone through the financial crisis.
40 years
COVID was the first time. In fact, I was telling to my children, we've tried to protect them from the vicissitudes of our business. And the only time our children ever saw me cry was at the height of COVID, when there was a moment when I thought we wouldn't get through
You
this.
cried?
Yeah, in front of them. I felt so ashamed.
Did you see him cry?
We were all there. Yeah. It's tears of frustration and helplessness, but which is without our ability to control the circumstances.
It's scary.
It's scary, yeah. But
You pulled through.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I've always said 90% of success is survival. As long as you last long enough.
here I
Something good will
must
happen.
make a note though of gratitude to all our associates who were there with us. They took unpaid leave, they switched off all lights, water to save energy, any expense, any cent they can keep. And we take no salary in order to be able to
But
distribute.
companies have gone
Those
under.
were tough years.
Yeah.
Sustainability has always been central to the Banyan Group. But after all, at the end of the day, it is still a business. How do you balance purpose with profit?
I don't think there is a choice you have to make between profits and purpose. I think you can achieve both at the same time. If you're trying to maximize stakeholders' benefits, then you've got the community interests in mind, you've got your associates' interests in mind, then you have to balance many other considerations in which profits is very important and is one of probably the top 3 considerations, but it's not the only consideration. So it's balance that I think is very important, and we try to do it.
Because purpose is about values, and values drive leadership. And as leaders, we took it as something that we believed in, and we do. And because we do, we work hard on it, we get the profits, whether it's a short term or it's a long term. So I don't think it is dichotomous.
And for Chiang and Ho Kwon Ping, sustainability isn't just a principle, it's something they're willing to act on, even when it means walking away.
Claire, you've always been the moral compass of the company. Have you ever walked away from a deal that KP has proposed just because it just didn't meet your sustainability standards?
We have had some proposals, but we didn't chase it, put it that way. The biggest debate we had was with Macau over because it's a casino place. The partner, our owner, and us as operator reached a certain understanding. There's nothing to deal with gambling in the hotel.
But I'll give you another example. You say walk away from deals. We have always believed that any hotel that charges a service charge must pay out the service charge to all its employees. If you don't charge a service charge at all, that's fine. You just pay a tip. And we have given up projects where owners did not agree with us. We've taken owners to court to enforce the right for us to pay out the service charge because it's always in our management agreements. So sustainability is not just about the physical environment. Too many people think it's about trees and climate change. Sustainability, the very word sustainability means in every aspect of sustainability. How can you be sustainable if your associates are not aligned with you, if your associates don't trust and believe in the company? And that's something that we work hard to sustain the trust and respect of our own associates. And if you don't walk the talk, they won't trust you anymore.
Last year, the Singapore-based Banyan Group returned to its roots, opening its first resort in the country, a milestone that marked its 100th property globally.
This is your first resort in Singapore after 30 years. Was it a big homecoming for you?
It's very important for us. We really wanted to plant a banyan tree here, and it had to be special. And, you know, there are not other nice places, but the Mandai Wildlife Reserves is iconic. And we've just won an award for one of the 10 best resorts in the whole world within less than a year after opening. So we think it's been a right choice. This whole location, I think, has really been what we've always wanted our homecoming to be in Singapore, something very, very special.
Is this your favorite?
No, the next one is always the favorite.
For Chiang, the group's Rainforest Mandai Resort is personal, shaped by years of involvement with Singapore's Mandai Wildlife Reserve, one of the country's key conservation projects.
I was 8 years chairperson of WRS, and then 8 years afterwards as a board member of Mandai Park. 16 years of my connection is with this destination. So in that sense, it's like a continuity of what I've been doing. And of course, I carry along me the whole Banyan Group's earlier notions of connectivity to nature, conservation, and rehabilitation, etc. So it's really a unique destination of the world.
I first visited the Ho's family home in 2019. Now they've welcomed me back, offering a rare glimpse into the family behind Banyan Group and the next generation stepping up.
I think what struck me the most about them is probably around vision and in particular resilience. I think there's a part of the business which is obviously romanticized, right? Banyan Tree being an exceptional story. But particularly seeing how they can lead a business through cycles, through the ups and downs, and the tenacity to blend that vision, both creatively and also the resilience of how they've been really stalwarts. That has been very inspiring me over the years.
I feel like one of the most memorable things and the biggest takeaways is everywhere we went in different hotels and different locations, it was always about mutual dignity and mutual respect, which I think is at the heart of why they started tourism and hospitality.
As the youngest, Ren Chong, what was it like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think to add on to that is also to never forget the values behind business. I mean, they have backgrounds as my mother's a sociologist, my father's like a development economist. And I really think that those values also inform the way they look at business. Banyan Tree credo of like embracing the environment, empowering people, trying to leave the community better off.
Both your mom and dad built the business over 30 years. If that chapter is about building, creating vision, what would be the next generation chapter?
I mean, 30 is quite young for a company. And I think that more than ever, that vision is even more relevant. There's a lot of work still to be done.
I think that there's also opportunity for us to diversify our family platforms. So one thing that our generation is also very actively involved in is the building of our family office into public investments, private investments, impact investments. I think there's also opportunity to grow the businesses through acquisitions into adjacent sectors, industries, aligned companies. So I think we're in a place where it's go deep, go wide, right, at the same time.
Let's say the first phase was around like building and flourishing. I think what motivates me the most is there's an element of transformation. But the element of transformation is something over a period of time. So I think for us over the next 10, 20 years, if we can, as a team, work on moving the different jigsaws of transformation in different ways, either through business model, either through talent, either through culture, either through other means, and transform it steadily over a certain long period of time, I think that would be something which we commonly agree is extremely meaningful.
Okay, let's bring in your parents and see what they have to say. Mom and Dad, Claire, KP, you spent more than 30 years growing, building Banyan Group, alongside raising a family. Did the business shape the family, or did the family shape the business?
For me, it's always family first. So I would say it's a business family. In their growing up, we expose them. We bring them on journeys. We bring them to where we work so that they see and absorb what we do. And over the years, incrementally, we talk to them, and they got to understand what parents do. That's how it came about.
For me, it was never the intention that because I'm in business and my father was in business and so on, that it be taken for granted that the children need to go into the business.
I think the transformation is inevitable because they all come from very different backgrounds, and that's what we're hoping for and looking toward. And that is going to be the exciting part, that they will create and regenerate.